Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play SimCity. So we're back in Boulderized Town. I should have picked a smaller name because this thing is a pain in the ass to say. I should let it play. And things are going pretty well, actually. I took a couple of minutes off screen to dabble with different things, and so despite the last video about patch 1.7, the traffic situation has improved. There are still cases and situations where it hasn't improved in the way that we had hoped, but things do seem a little bit better. We're still waiting for the patch that makes the traffic vehicles, or rather the emergency vehicles, a lot smarter in terms of not clumping up. But other than that, things are certainly going better. So what I'm going to be doing is spending some time and improving my sort of city layout, making it look a little bit better, because the core is all there. One of the big pushes was to get the... right, I haven't done that yet. There was a rollback. Was to get the upgrade to the petroleum headquarters, and it is currently level 2. And I wanted to get the refining division on there, because this should enable us to get a ton of money in place. Really, I'm going to have to put it over there. Well, this is just normal industry, so that should be fine, because I really want to start refining oil. Alright, well, if it's got to be there, it's got to be there. So we've put that down, which means that now we should have unlocked... What are you talking about? What are you complaining about here? Let's build a consumer electronics factory. Well, maybe. We'll look into it. Maybe we'll make some TVs. So we've got that, which means now we can place our oil refinery. And that's right, that's what I was doing. That's why I was down here, is because I think I'd figured out that that would be a half-decent place to sort of stick it in here. Maybe I should look at rearranging my city in general. I do have the trade port, so I would like, I suppose, to build a storage to output my goods, because this can output a lot more, or ship out a lot more goods, right, than the regular trade depots, and more importantly, it means fewer trade trucks on the road. Although this is an inconvenient location across the city, I suppose, for most of my manufacturing, so maybe that was a terrible place to put that. I think part of the idea was, though, even though it's a little further, because most of my industry, again, the oil production is over here, the processor factory is over here, but the logic here is that these back roads shouldn't see a lot of heavy-duty traffic, so that shouldn't kill those guys too much, and then it gives the industry from down here a very convenient output for its freight. And right now this isn't accepting processors yet anyway, but we'll probably do a tweak for that very briefly. So I think I was thinking, since I already have an industrial district down here, that I might go and stick the refinery sort of this end. Really, it makes more logical sense to have it near the oil. It really does. The problem is, like, where am I going to stick this? Maybe, like, with the wind direction. I suppose what I could do is take down this road here. That might actually be the best solution in terms of getting the oil here. Unfortunately, then to ship out the processed goods has to go all the way across town. On the third hand, this is going to be producing plastic, which has to go up here for the processors. So I think I like this idea because, again, here we're going to be downwind, so the wind is going to be blowing any pollution from this factory outside of town, as opposed to, you know, sort of putting it up here, which would also be a great location in terms of traffic and in terms of getting the goods out. I don't know how polluty this thing is, but, I mean, it is an oil refinery, so it's probably relatively polluty. Yeah, alright, we'll put it down here. Before I do that, is there any other sort of transformations I want to do with these roads? Anything more interesting? I'm not even convinced we need this avenue here anymore, but yeah, and these are just regular industries. The park and ride is a little bit different, but that's okay. Alright, we'll get rid of that. I think this is going to be fine. And then we'll build our oil refinery here, try to get it so there are no red squares, like right there. Do we want it on the avenue? It actually would probably be better here, because then the vehicles should come in and off over here, which is less likely to be jammed with traffic. Not that I think this road segment is particularly bad, but this one is going to be even better. So we have an oil refinery, so by default the trucks should deliver there first, I think, before the trade depots, but I'm actually not 100% sure if that's true. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to see if we start getting oil here or not, because we are accepting oil here. We are accepting oil for export, so hopefully they come here first. We're going to find out what happens. It will take them a little bit for A, to get some population here, and B, for people to actually start coming here with oil deliveries. And then the other thing we'll do, I suppose... How come I can't hit the edit button? That was weird. We currently have one plastic polymerizer. Okay, this makes plastic from oil. And we definitely want that. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if we wanted 2 of them, because we need a fair amount of plastic for our CPU factory. In fact, we might end up building a separate CPU factory. The bulk of our cost, the import cost, is from the alloy, which unfortunately we can't really get from this. I'm wondering, since we're going to be producing our own plastic, this just converts generic recyclables into both plastic and alloy. Should I get rid of the plastic reclamation line altogether and just build the alloy thing so all recyclables could convert into that? I mean, logically it doesn't make sense. You think when you pick up stuff from a house, some of it is plastic, some of it is metal, but I don't think that works that way in the game. It's just generic recyclables, and then you can convert it basically into whatever you want. I think that would make a lot of sense, to convert all our recyclables into alloy and just produce plastic here. We're going to see how it goes. Once this kicks in, we're going to give it a chance. I suppose what I will want are the extra delivery trucks, and of course a sign, the most important part of the entire game. These are the signs. We're going to go ahead and max out on delivery trucks, since it just seems like a half-decent idea. And we're going to see, hopefully we're going to get some oil delivered over there. I don't know how the delivery trucks work. They seem to go to every single trade depot and see if they can dump things off. Like, these are carrying plastic, and they're coming to this trade depot, which has no plastic storage at all in the first place, which seems a little odd. There we go. So we are getting some deliveries, some oil deliveries. Okay, so that's fine. I think they prioritize these things first, and then they go to a trade depot second if there's no available sort of factory for it. I think I will go ahead right off the bat and build a second one of these plastic things. Even if we don't end up using all of this to make CPUs, although we should, we could always just export them somewhere. I think the plastics they are still being imported right now, which is fine. Theoretically, they'll just fill up. Actually, I guess I should turn this off and just say, we'll just turn it on to use locally. So this is going to be a temporary storage bin. That is really loud. Hopefully it's not too loud in the recording here. My audio settings are okay. Yes, that's fine there. I guess I just realized I didn't double check my microphone settings before starting. I think they should be okay based on the... Yeah, alright, good. We're fine. Just want to make sure before I put in a long session here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the plastic reclamation line. I will get rid of it. We might lose some plastic that was sitting there, but we'll just have to deal with that. And then we'll put in a... Really? Really? Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of all these garages then, because there is a bind point over here. Oh, it was I was playing with the metal reclamation, which is not what I want. It's the alloy that I want. Ah, crying out loud, there was room. Son of a... Alright, we'll just build the 3. We need the collection trucks back. Here, I'll build them way over here so they're not going to get in the way. And we definitely need some delivery trucks available, which apparently we can put here. This collects raw recycled stuff, and this delivers the finished stuff. So we'll just build a couple of those and see if that's enough. It doesn't have to go far, right? It's just going around the corner here to dump it off, basically, or worst case scenario, it drives over here to dump in the excess. Well, this is just alloy, actually. I'm not sure what we're doing with this. I'm going to let this catch up for a bit, and then I'll probably... Well, we've got some stored. You know what? For the alloy, let's just put in use locally and see what happens. Actually, I would like to keep a constant supply here, but if we can avoid it, if we can manage without it, that'll be quite nice. Okay. So we've got this, we've got that. That is currently sitting here and producing plastics, and that is lovely. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we can do to beautify the city. So I have gone and reconnected some of these roads just to see how the traffic will continue to flow. So far, everything seems pretty dandy. It'll be interesting to see the end of day rush hour, but so far we're doing pretty well. What are my goals here again? Oh, the electronics factory, which is that even? Yeah, the electronics headquarters. We need to. Did I put it down? I do have it. Oh, there it is. So I have this down. It's waiting. It's got to be upgraded, and he needs to get electronics profit, which we might be able to do by just storing a bunch of processors somewhere before shipping them out directly. And that's a thing. Yeah, I do have processors sitting here. I might want to do something like that. In fact, this... Oh, I still have all the extra factory, or all the extra trade depots from when I was manipulating things to hit my goals. So what I actually want to do is turn off the oil delivery here. Wait till it empties completely, and then I'm going to replace these with CPU storage lots, and we're going to just queue them up there and then get them all out at once and hopefully make a bunch of money. Actually, what I should do, I'll turn this off here as well, and frankly, I can probably turn this one off as well. Just use this one as my main in-out for oil. Yeah, export out. Because this is just going to be the overflow oil that's not hitting this area here. And I mean, ideally, we'd like to convert all our oil to plastic or maybe fuel if we want to go in that direction. Or, you know, power. So, yeah, we're going to let those empty out. Then we'll put in some processor storage, and then we will see if we can't rig the system that way. Really? Power failure? I think, really? We're legitimately maxed out. Huh. That's the difference between these two. 36K for 150, 12K for 150. It's just a lot more expensive, but it uses less oil. Or it's more expensive, sorry, but uses less oil. And pollutes less as well. Same amount of power, less oil. Seems like a good idea. Let's do that. There we go. Now we have excess power again. I mean, I suppose I could have just bought from the region, but I have the oil already, so what the hell. In fact, since I have the oil, maybe I should have just gone for the other one, just because it's like, who cares? Who can burn extra oil? Let's pretend we're environmentally conscious. Just pretend. We'll fake it. Traffic continues to be good, but again, we're 2 hours away from the rush hour traffic. The factories let out at 6 p.m. And I believe they let out a big chunk of their people right away, and then the rest of their people sort of over time, over the course of the next hour. And especially if we have any commuters, that might be part of an issue. Okay, you are groovy. You over here currently have no recyclables. We are collecting most of the recyclables. Oh, I think they just all got dropped off. Yeah, there we go. And now it's producing alloy. And over here, you still have a little bit of oil. Here you still have a little bit of oil. You're out of alloy. I don't know, I'm tempted to keep accepting it in. I just don't know how effectively, if it's going to be able to keep this full or not. We'll find out. Alright, so what sections am I not happy? Well, I'm not happy with this avenue here. It's kind of stupid, but I can't bulldoze this without wrecking the oil wells. This section is actually coming along very nicely. Radiance lofts. Density continues to increase. I could drop down a lot more parks and things like that if I really wanted to increase density some more. I think what I can do at this point actually is connect these guys up, because it seems that most of the traffic in this area is not too bad. I'm a little leery about increasing, yeah, and as I say that, you know, it's going right here. I'm a little leery about increasing the density of the roads on the edges here. right? So what I'll probably do, it's too bad you can't like split them off otherwise, is just do the trick where you bulldoze the ends. Because again, right now the thing is that there's no traffic light here, so the avenue has full right of way to get through. And if I were to upgrade this to a high density road, then it would no longer have that. So what you do is you just leave the edge there. So we do that. Oops. What am I going to bulldoze? Oh, the fountain. Oops. That is definitely the wrong button. Medium density. Connect. Escape out. Upgrade to high density. Maybe we'll leave some traffic light there. We'll see how we feel. Then you take the medium density street and you reconnect it here. Really? It is a trick, but you know, maybe it's a goofy trick. So we'll see how it goes. That should allow some of these buildings to upgrade. I mean, we don't want everything to go up all the time, right? Not enough room, really? This has room. What is this? It's a big commercial area that's kind of blocking this in. Not enough room. Is this road really put too tightly or something? I mean, I suppose I don't strictly need this road here at all, assuming these buildings were facing the right way around. If I deleted them, then this rezoning should actually stick them the right way around. Or maybe it's not enough room sort of that way. And let's dezone it this side. Oops, I dezoned everything. There we go. That might help. Oh, well, there you go. It was a zoning issue more than anything else. Alright, let's see how that goes. Meanwhile, we continue to turn a good amount of profit. Of course, a lot is fueled by selling things like processors, which are quite valuable, but TVs would be even stronger. That being said, let's take a look at the region view. We have not yet started our great work. I think we were talking about building the arcology. So we really need to hit that 1 million simoleon mark. And then we have to ship them a ton of TVs. Got to keep these people entertained. And metal, too. Now, I don't actually produce metal. I suppose we could get it back from recycling. Hopefully one of these regions do actually produce metal and can start shipping it there once we start the great work. So yeah, I think, I don't know, these areas are kind of boring. And the thing is, you can really pretty safely start bulldozing these things and then rezoning, and then they will pop up again pretty fast. I think what I'm going to do here is extend this road. People protesting like always. Can I do this? No, it bothers me that you can't, like, just, I mean, I guess what I could do is put a little, sort of one of those, which is going to wreck the building, and then upgrade this to a high-density street, and then bulldoze that. And then do something like that. Right, so these guys will rebuild, and temporarily that'll screw things up, but only very temporarily. Oh, we have hazmat fires destroying the city. Okay, so then it might be time to upgrade to the bigger fire station, just because the small fire station can't handle hazardous material fires. All right, I'm willing to do that. And I think the helicopter would be quite nice as well. Large fire station. I think I like this spot for it. Again, we lose some buildings, but what can you do, right? And I'm going to put the exit for it on the side road just to make it so it doesn't get stuck in traffic the same way. So we need a flag. Actually, we'll put the sign first because it can be sometimes a little trickier to place down. And then the flag, the fire dispatch tower, which is very important. And we will put one hazmat garage and one fire marshal, which helps reduce fire risk. And we'll put it right there. All right. So now we do have a negative budget, but we should start to grow our city pretty quickly. God, I love the way this game looks at night. It really is nice. Yeah, we should go back to upgrading our city pretty quickly in terms of population, which will increase our tax revenue. But also, we are still just exporting quite a lot for our money. That's fine. We're not approved on this? Oh, we need an airport before we can get a helicopter down. All right. Let's see. What do I want to work on next? Do we want to move into higher wealth? Because we can. I've been hesitating to do it. Like, we've got some high wealth. what's our actual, I guess we can see here for actual demand. Well, everything's kind of in demand. How's our population sort of unfilled jobs thing? Again, mostly they actually want some low wealth jobs, but they mostly just want more people in general. We have some people commuting in from out of town for the industry. Feeling all right. Yeah, streetcars, desire streetcars. Nah, that's funny. Murderer from Oil Park City is on the loose. Yeah, we have a bit of a problem with crime still. Not tremendously, but, you know, apparently we're actually keeping the actual amount of crimes low, but people still come in and out. Oh, cool. All right, we've extinguished that. At some point, I'm going to have to go and clear all these achievements. Now, some of them have already been cleared on other servers, which is a thing. The achievements don't carry through. I think they are supposed to have global achievements, but they've been disabled while they're working on their server performance, I think. So high wealth. So we've got some high wealth every now and again. I don't know, it feels like we're pretty balanced that way. Okay, we're going to check our oil storage here. How come we're not exporting this stuff? Oops. Export. You got 4 delivery trucks with nothing to do. Get rid of this oil so I can... Well, I guess... I see, I keep thinking these are attached to specific bins. I bet you I can actually just go and do that. I suppose worst case scenario, 500 gallons is not gonna make me or break me. So I wanted CPU storage. Like that. And you are simply going to hold on to those. Use them locally. Where else do I store CPUs? Right here. You are going to use locally. I mean, it's going to cut into our income for a tiny bit while that gets done, but we'll hopefully be okay. You are still happily producing everything. Alloy is the shortage area, and I don't want to run out. I really should keep up the importing. I was curious to see if we could keep up, but it doesn't look like we can. Again, most recycling bins are being handled, and we don't have any recyclables here. So yeah, the problem is our city population, excuse me, is not big enough to support the amount of recycling that we want to do. It could also be a wealth and education thing, because I think especially educated people are more likely to recycle. Now, if I click on most of these places where people actually live, I think most people are going to be educated. We have a fair amount of schooling going on in the city. Yeah. Oh, it's a college, right? Now, technically, because Sims don't really have age, once you do get to the college or university stage, you can actually get rid of all your old schools, because the college or university will have enough capacity to just handle everyone. So you no longer need a grade school or a high school, which, you know, it's kind of gamey to get rid of, but it works. That's right, I got the trade headquarters as well. And hopefully we can trigger that trade profit pretty quickly. And I know this one doesn't have a sign, but it's glitched, as I recall if I recall correctly. Place it down. Oh yeah, and then as soon as you exit the mode, it goes away. The trade headquarters sign is glitched, which is too bad because it's a very nice looking sign. But they are aware of it and should have a fix for it at some point. It's not a big deal. We all like signs, but you know, that's the least of our concern with the game. Yeah, alright, so it's staying full on oil, which actually means, with all that in mind, let's go ahead and max this out. I don't think we're at risk of running out of plastic. I think we produce tons of it this way, but I'm not actually sure. 4,800 per day currently. 2,400 a day is what's consumed. So we are apparently producing up to twice as much plastic as we need, assuming that that's the accurate number based on, you know, full production. So let's go ahead and mix in some fuel, which actually I should have checked the prices, but I'm assuming that fuel is worth somewhat more. So we will convert some things into that. And then over here, I will go and take down one of these storage bins and get the fuel and Yeah. How much is that worth? Eh. Well, I mean, it's certainly an upgrade over... Interesting. When did I... Like, it just did the fuel now? Yeah, it did. So yeah, it definitely is upgrading because the oil goes at like 4,500 and the fuel goes for 12,000 or yeah, so that's or 21,000. So that is a pretty huge jump, you know, depending on the cost of actually operating this thing and assuming it's a one-to-one conversion. And it does well. I'm not sure. I'm going to go on the assumption that the oil to fuel conversion is equal, and it is. So yeah, we are. For like 4.5 times profit. That's not bad. Do we have one with plastics? We do. Oops, I keep double clicking when I want to go to this button instead. And what does the plastic go for? Yeah, 12,000 there, so that this one here is not the same conversion, but the advantage is you can turn plastics into more awesome stuff. Okay, this seems to be going pretty well now. Still, if we keep a full lot of this, I don't think it's the end of the world, and hopefully these guys are delivering here first. Does this alloy get shipped here? I think it does, even if I don't have it turned on to use locally. I think they will actually. They will use this for this. Yeah, because that's what I had before, and it clearly works fine. Derp, yeah. Is this... It's abandoned. No water? Really?